Hi, welcome to my channel, New Attitude with Jamie Carmel. Today's topic is about dating, all kinds of dating, especially dating sites. We're going to be hitting them too. So what's your thought about dating? Now, I've been on a few dating sites in the past, and I know they're just nothing but horror shows. It seems to be the caliber of people that you get on those dating sites are not the ones that you meet people outside. It seems to be more scarier. Now, what do I mean by more scarier? Now, there's scary people everywhere. In a bar, in a supermarket, even in a church. But when you meet someone on a dating site, you really don't know what you're getting. Let me give you some examples. I met a guy on a dating site that lived quite far away from me. About an hour and a half away from me. We talked for a couple of days on the phone, very personable. Seemed like a nice guy. We had a lot in common. Looked at his pictures and I just saw that they weren't, I don't know, they didn't look like of the times. So I said to him in a very brief conversation, were those current pictures? Because all my pictures were current. And he's like, oh yes, they're current pictures. So, when I went to go meet him, drove almost an hour and a half. The traffic was horror. Met him at a restaurant. I believe it was Carrabba's, Olive Garden, one of those franchises. As I walked into the restaurant, he was already seated. I saw this man get up, and I'm like, wait a minute, who is this old man? Waving me over. I'm like, did he bring his grandfather? So, of course, I said, oh, hi. I said, oh, Lord, God be with me. So as I went over there and walked over, because it was upstairs and up and around, there he was, fat. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Well, there is, but we're going to talk about that in another later video. And he was at least 20 years older than his pictures. And as soon as he smiled, his teeth, for God's sakes, man made a lot of money. Get your teeth fixed, dude. So I said, okay. What could you do, Jamie? Can you run out of the restaurant? Probably. I mean, I have a car. I can jump in and drive away and do another hour and a half to come back home. But I said, no, let me sit. Let me give the guy a chance. And sat there, had a very lovely dinner, but there was something that just was not clicking. We talked about certain things that I really don't like to talk about on a first date. He brought up religion, and he brought up personal things that you just don't want to share on a first date. On a first date, everything should be just, hi, how you doing? Talk about, your job, that's most important. How was your job? What do you do? What do you exactly do? What do I do? Never really spoke about my job. Mostly about his job and how wonderful he was at his job and how terrific he is and how they should be paying him more money. And I was just like, oh, Lord. He wasn't the one that got me off the dating sites. There was another guy that was always on the different dating sites. You know how you belong to a few dating sites. And this guy was always on the dating sites, constantly on the dating sites. He wasn't married, but kind of like chubby, not someone that I would be with. And one day he wrote me and he's like, hey, let's go for a drink on a Saturday night. Now, I don't drink, but I work on the weekends. I'm a nurse by trade. So I was like, dude, I'm working. He's like, what do you mean you're working? And I'm like, what do you mean I'm working? I'm a nurse. And he's like, oh, there must be something wrong with you. Wonder why you have no children. Wonder why you're divorced. Dude, give me a break. After I told him what an asswipe he was, because I filled it all in, I proceeded to get on every single dating site that I was on. I was on 3 at the time. and deleted all my accounts and vowed to myself I will never do another fucking dating site ever again. Now, does dating sites work for people? Some people, they do. I do know somebody, I know a nurse, that she met her guy on a dating site. 1 in a billion, I think. I'm saying 1 in a billion. I'm not saying dating sites is completely bad. I just think that you're not really seeing the true person, not seeing the real person. Now, where do you meet somebody? Can you meet somebody in a supermarket? Sure, you can. Can you meet somebody walking down the street? Absolutely. You gotta be careful on that too. So how do you really date? Well, I think interconnecting with your friends and who they know. Friends of a friend of a friend of a friend. But what if you don't have friends that know single people? I know a lot of married people. They don't know single people. They only know married people. So dating is kind of tricky. I believe, first and foremost, you need to work on yourself. You need to make sure you have all your ducks in a row and that you're stable enough to feel confident to be alone, to go to the movies by yourself, to go to a dinner by yourself. First, you have to work by yourself. Work on yourself and be comfortable being alone. Now, what does that exactly mean? Well, if I go to dinner by myself and if I go to a movie by myself, am I ready to go dating? Not exactly. You have to be comfortable enough to say, okay, I don't have a boyfriend. And it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It means that you're just not ready. Sometimes you have to be ready to let someone in your life. Dating is very tricky, especially at our age, because most of the people are already on their second or third marriages, have umpteen children, gaggle of children, and then you're also dealing with people that have younger children at our age. Who wants to do that? I was married before. I helped raise a 2 and a 6-year-old in my 30s. Ain't doing that again. That's not happening, especially now in my 50s. That's not happening. I'm 55 years old. It's not happening. I'm not raising a 10-year-old kid. And especially not a 10-year-old kid that's not mine. So dating is very tricky. The first thing, number one, is working on yourself. Making sure that you're comfortable with your job, comfortable with yourself, comfortable with your friends, having a good time. Not really like, God, where's that guy? Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Because that's not the important thing. The important thing is being comfortable with yourself. You have to find a comfortability of being alone. And that's very difficult for some people. Some people always have to be with somebody. Now, I'm very outgoing, very outspoken. You're going to be seeing it in these videos. But I do love being alone. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I have to be by myself. There's got to be alone time. Don't get me wrong. I love being with friends. I love being in social situations when they're like not gigantic. And being with people that I really like. Because it's nice being with a friend. It's nice having dinner with a friend and stuff like that. And having laughs and stuff that, you know, it's camaraderie. And we all want camaraderie. But there's also a time that I like to be at home reading a book, watching a movie by myself, and not having someone yakking in my ear. Now, dating, going back to dating, it's going to be tricky. I right now am not dating anyone, and it's by choice. Since I got divorced, I've only dated really 2 people seriously. 2 people that I really didn't think about. 2 people that I knew from the past. So they weren't new people. And they weren't good people. So you want to write down, and this is what I'm doing. You want to get a poster board. And you want to write down qualities in someone that you want to look for. Visualization. Because I really believe that that's true. You can visualize stuff. Write down qualities that you're looking for in a person, in a man, in a woman, whoever's watching this video. What do you want in the person? Do you want the person to have a great job? Do you want the person to be funny? Do you want the person to be good looking? Etc. Write down all those qualities. Bring it out into the universe, because the universe is going to hear it. And it will manifest eventually when you're ready. The universe will know when you're ready. And there's no time limit. There's no way of knowing when you're going to meet somebody. Dating is very tricky, especially at our age. It's very difficult. And a lot of people are set in their ways in our age. And then you're also going to be meeting narcissists. We're going to be talking about that in a different video. And a narcissist is someone that, it's a personality disorder, but it's someone that is very controlling and very only their way. And you're going to see a lot of them on dating sites. And it's going to be very tricky. And if you don't know narcissists and you're not knowledgeable in that sense, you're going to be falling into a trap of very, very, very bad partners. So, my dating video today, I know it hasn't been very helpful, but I've been giving some good tips. Dating sites. If it's something that you like, go ahead and try it. Now, some of the dating sites are, just hookup sites. But now even Tinder is trying to get into the Match.com and the POF, because they're trying to make it long-term themselves. eHarmony. Some of these dating sites, they're not cheap. They're expensive. So, dating site is one thing. Meeting friends by networking through your friends. Meeting a partner through your friends. That is possible. Hard, but possible. Being comfortable with yourself. That's very, very important. You have to be comfortable being alone. And coming home and saying, listen, I don't have a partner, but that's okay. Listen, there's times I come home, I wish I had a partner. I wish I had a hot meal already made for me and I didn't have to cook it. But you have to make sure it's the right person. You don't want to end up settling. And you don't want to come home to someone that's sitting on the couch, big fat slob, eating all your food and not doing a damn thing. That's not what you're looking for. So dating is tricky, especially if you're over 55. Can it be done? Yes. If you live in a community of 55 older people, you can go to bingo, you can go walking and exercising. You can meet someone at a gym. I belong to a community center. Meet people all the time there. Always be personable, always be friendly, always say hi to everyone. Sometimes they're just going to say, oh yeah, hi. So what? Just keep saying hi. Always put yourself out there. You never know who it's going to be. Even if you're at your job, I always say hi to all the contractors that come in. Hi, how you doing? Sometimes they want to talk, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're like, I don't take it personal. Never take anything personal. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. It has everything to do with them. It's their problem. You just always say hi, be personal, and you never know who you're going to meet. This is Jamie Carmel. Hit that like button if you like this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot more videos ahead. We're going to eventually be taking advice, answering advice from people, and we're going to be talking about a lot of topics, a lot of controversial topics and not so controversial topics. This is going to be a big, booming channel, and you're going to love it. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for joining me on my video today. And please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and have a great day.